Okay, let us continue to our next subtopic, which is wastewater characteristic. As I mentioned to you, wastewater characteristic is already covered in the previous section. So here I just review it. Okay. Uh, you can say that the wastewater characteristic is divided into consists of three main components. We have a physical characteristic, chemical characteristic, and also biological characteristic. So the main physical, chemical, and biological constituent of domestic sewage may be summarized as follow. So physical property of the wastewater consists of like color, odor, solid, and the temperature. And for the chemical constituent, we can divide into three. We have organic content, inorganic content, and also the gas. Okay. So, for example, organic, we have carbohydrate, fat, oil, grease, protein, and sub substance. Inorganics, we have maybe pH, chlorides, nitrogen, uh, phosphorus, sulfur. And if for the gas, we have hydrogen sulfides, methane, and the oxygen. So these are the important. Uh, these are the main component of the wastewater. Okay, so this here I make an example of. Here I take the example of wastewater in US. You can see that the wastewater is 1 to 3. Based on the strength, they have three category: weak, medium, and strong. Okay, so weak, medium, and strong. So this weak and medium and strong is depend on the parameter that consists inside this wastewater. So some wastewater we consider as a weak wastewater weak strength, that you can see that the alkalinity, ammonia, BOD5, COD, TSS, total suspended solid, etc. Within this range. And for the medium will be this range, and for the strong wastewater will be this range. Okay, so we move to the next part, which is wastewater treatment standard. So wastewater treatment standard. This is based on the this is based on the standard from. I take this from IWK. But IWK actually is take this standard from Environmental Quality Act in 1974. That stated the effluent that is discharged upstream of the water supply intake, it have to meet the class A standard, while the effluent that is discharged downstream have to meet the standard B. So once again, upstream it have to, if the treatment plant is exists, I mean the effluent of the treatment plant discharge upstream of the water intake, it have to meet the standard A. However, if the effluent discharge downstream of the water intake, they have to meet the standard B. So what is the standard A? What is the standard B? You can see from this standard. So it will have many parameters that you need to check, and then make sure that the effluent get out from the treatment plant meet all these requirement, meet all these requirement. So that's why the last part of our discussion, remember, kept that this is a software. This software can help us to at least estimate uh, if we have the amount of wastewater with the strength, with this kind of strength. So with this kind of wastewater treatment system, so what are the expected standard of the effluent that we can have? So those that's why this is the work of software. Otherwise, we have to do the like prototype, or we have the physical treatment, physical model inside the lab to make sure that the investment can meet the standard. Okay, so we have the sludge disposal regulation. So this is the sludge disposal regulation. So far, uh, so far, uh, IWK did do a lot of research regarding this their sludge disposal, the sludge, something to do with the sludge. So as you can see, sludge in here sludge is called biosolid. So biosolid production technology, you have like anaerobic digester, you have the dewatering process, you have a dry biosolids, etc. So usually the sludge can uh, the sludge will consist of like organic matter with like 45% total nitrogen is 4 to 3, phosphorus is maybe around 1%, potassium 0.11, magnesium is 0.15%, iron is 1.2, cadmium, copper, nickel, and zinc. So this is the average. And for the Malaysian guideline, uh, it's only consists of cadmium, copper, nickel, and zinc. So meaning that the zinc, the cadmium, the copper, nickel, and zinc have to be lower than 5 milligram per kilogram. Milligram. So this one is milligram per kilogram. So copper have to be like 80 milligram per kilogram. Have to be nickel have to be less than 200 milligram per kilogram, and zinc have to be less than 2000 milligram per kilogram. So if we talk about the EPA, US EPA, so the standard is the same, no standard for the other. For example, organic matter, total nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, like, but only cadmium, copper, nickel, and zinc. Uh, so these are the standards for this is the standard for Malaysia. Consider only is like 4 parameter, the same with the EPA. And so far the uh, IWK managed to have several applications for based on this biosolid. They mostly used for the plant growth. Sorry. Application for the plant growth, for example, planting. This one is they use for um, rubber plantation. So why is rubber plantation? Because you can see from here, the purpose is not here. The purpose sewage service is proposed sewage service department interim guideline for biosolid as a fertilizer for non-food crop. So meaning that we can use the biosolid or the sludge only for the non-food crop. For example, rubber. Rubber is one of them. Any kind of wood, expensive wood that you plant, that we plant, that the agriculture may have. Okay, so this from the research development and research center, they find that the biosolid application enhances soil fertility, productivity, and microbial biomass and microbial activity in soil. Biosolid also provides nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, calcium, magnesium, sulfur, and micronutrient for plant growth, increase water holding capacity, improve soil aeration due to the addition of organic matter, reduce the amount of chemical fertilizer, for example, phosphorus and nitrogen. This biosolid also reduce the rate of fertilization. Uh, Biosolid lessen the need of phosphate supplement where available phosphorus is high, nearly 150 times more than in the soil. And biosolid utilization potential can be land application of super sludge at rubber plantation. They can use for sludge as a soil amendment to improve the soil. This is to building material application. Application of sewage sludge is in forest rehabilitation and regulation, and then co-composting of sewage sludge and municipal solid waste, biosolid fertilizer for non-food crop application in rubber plantation, and biosolid utilization potential, vermicomposting of sewage sludge, utilization of sewage sludge as a fertilizer for various crop, etc. So these are the benefit of this sludge uh, sludge application. So once again, sludge disposal regulation in Malaysia is proposed for non-food crop application, especially like rubber plantation or in the like flower, etc. Okay, so we move to the next one, which is the plant size, plant sizings and layout.